Here with head coach Rob Smith as the spring practice schedule continues. Coach, talk to me about how your football team's been progressing, working towards those summer months.
You know, we've had a good first session, and really it's a first session and then second session. And our first session consisted of 7 practices prior to spring break, which we just completed. Practice number 7 being a scrimmage, and we're making progress. A long ways to go, obviously, but making progress. The attitude, the effort, the attention level of our players has been excellent. Really, very, very, very pleased with that. Mistakes, as you would expect with new players. You know, it's the first spring for a lot of these young players. A lot of our freshmen going through it for the first time. We have some spring walk-ons that join us and all of that. But overall, I'm pleased. I think we're coming together as a team. Very healthy locker room, mentally and physically too. We've got some bumps and bruises. Unfortunately, lost Jordan Naramore to an ACL injury. He's a freshman quarterback with a serious injury in the first scrimmage. You never like to see that, but other than that, we've made progress. And now today, it's coming off spring break. We start the second half. We got 8 practices remaining, now 7 with this one being completed. So a lot of work still to be done.
Like you just said, there's lots of new faces out here on the field, especially coaching side. Talk to me about what that first scrimmage was able to show you and your staff.
Well, it was from a coaching side. I've got an entirely new staff on the defensive side of the ball. It was fun for me to watch them coach. Miles coaching for his first time that Coach K gets a chance to call a scrimmage, as the new coordinator type of thing. And then Coach Dameron with linebackers, Coach Archibald with defensive line. I've been so pleased with how they fit in and how the players have responded to them. So it was new for a lot of people, staff and players. But again, progress was made. Again, we were able to run a lot of plays in that first scrimmage by design to get our work in. So again, I'm seeing a lot of good things. We've got to get better at every position still, but that's why you practice, certainly. But again, it's nice. We're a little further along in terms of what we have returning on the offensive side than we are on the defensive side. But that being said, I was very pleased with the performance of our defense throughout the majority of that first scrimmage. So we're making progress.
Like any football team working its way through the spring season, it seems like everything is to be determined. Everything is a work in progress. Talk to me about what some of the next steps you'd like to see your team make as you head into your next scrimmage here this weekend.
Well, that's an easy one. It's eliminating those mistakes that we saw early on. We've got most everything in that we plan to put in for spring. So now it's execution. It's improving our concentration level. There were drop balls, there were missed tackles, there were missed assignments, both sides of the ball, and you want to see that decrease in number and ideally, eliminated completely. But again, there's we'll get to that, and as we come back here now, and now it's let's really start identifying what players we believe can fill what roles. In certain areas, certain positions, you kind of have an idea who that player is going to be, type of thing. Alex Kappa most likely is going to be our left tackle, for example. But there's a lot of positions where that's still to be determined. And what a great time for teaching and evaluating in the spring to put our players in game situations and really get a chance to answer some of the questions we as coaches have. What freshmen, what players that were scout players a year ago, what role are they gonna take on here in 2015? And we can answer many of those questions through these practices and the scrimmages that we have in spring.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. We wish you the best of luck as the spring progresses. We want to remind fans that we will be checking in with the Lumberjack football team throughout the spring. Visit hsujacks.com. Thank you, Coach.
You bet. Thank you, Andrew.